Oh, what a great little beach here. Definitely ready to stand right here. We have a depth of 8 meters. Now I'm going to go a little further ahead, and we'll throw ourselves so as to unwind closer to this beach. Well, here we are now at the anchorage. There were 6 everywhere, and on this side, we have 13 meters of depth. Why didn't you rush 6 by 6, but so 13? Well, as if I don't really care, just wind up more. Well, here we have become prettily. Let's go ashore now.
Oh, there's a lot of these.
Yes, I may know that it was thrown by these fishermen. It smells bad here. So, let's go to another beach.
Well, I think that...
Wow, the energy of the garbage dump. And what do we need it for?
we will be folding masks with tubes.
In the ace. Well tiddied up. I found this kind of household. This is the third thing. This is the third beach, and we are collecting a little bit on a full line for our point. By the way, I really like beaches that are not flat, but which have such a right angle. And he goes further there in the same way. That is, we drove up. We didn't even take out the engine. There are really a lot of mosquitoes. Mosquitoes don't usually bite me, but I smeared myself with this mosquito repellent, because they really eat. In other words, it's just some kind of nightmare. Some hordes. Usually not so, usually less. But if you have a mosquito spray, the audience has it, because she knows something. We are not so afraid of them. Oh, someone's footprints. But this is clearly not a lizard, it is what it is feet. And this is a monitor lizard, see the tail. But look, there are footprints. Then they come into this hole, go around the hole, and go back to the sea. That is something he dug here. It's just that this beach is not inhabited by anyone. It's only animals that can behave here. There are no people here, so all that these pits are dug, it is exclusively of animal origin. And here are just such hobos.
A piece of the bee house. Give it back.
Are you going to use it for something?
I don't know. I'll take it with me.
You'll chew delicious. Gum on the watches. There are a lot of footprints here. These ones without tails are just fingers, and these ones with tails are clearly monitor lizards. Dina, your version of what is it?
Well, I think it's the otters that we wanted to find there. They're here.
Otters.
Otters.
What are otters? Why do they live here?
Google says they live here. They can sometimes be rarely noticed here.
We are waiting for otters. This is an industry, so these otters, they live in seawater if it's stormy. They move further from the shore, and there they try to catch something in the distance. And if the water is calm, then they come to the shore and hang out on the shore. This is a local feature here, so these fingers.
It's clearly visible here.
These are clearly otter fingers. And here are the stones just on these beaches, and they love to live.
But they are.
Where are the otters? No, I see, look, there are traces just like that. Otters. Where are you? There are no otters. We came to the left side of this beach. Here, you went there too. Interestingly, there is some kind of stream here. Here the exact river, see stems.
Garbage Creek.
But judging by the amount of garbage, it's clearly something active.
It's from the water.
On the tide, you think. That's it, the ace is put on Dick. Dina, we've been to 4 beaches with you today. That's enough already. 4 beaches are enough for today. 4 in one day. Don't you think it's too much? It is necessary to stretch the pleasure somehow.
You're something today.
Freaked out, huh? Freaked out. We are leaving this hospitable island. A very beautiful place, I liked it. There are traps, but the island itself is gorgeous. We have 58 miles ahead of us, on this, I hope, flat water, so that there is no cramp. Well, there is no need to expect wind here at all now. Well, here's, I think, the weather on the sun waiting for the cool. This is our yachting today. Water is generally just like jelly. It's beautiful, smooth, the sun is shining. Beauty? So with a small problem. Our buttons have stopped being pressed. Rather, there is an impression there, as if it either sold out, or else now I will sort it out. This is the anchor winch control panel, and let's see what's inside. Strange. The buttons are working. Is pressed. What is it? It just came off. It's just glue. My God, who did this at all? In short, people, in order for the buttons to be pressed, they simply set the level with glue. Kick-ass. Tin. That's it, I put it out there exactly. Collecting. Well, that's it, we connect it, we check it. Everything works. Here on the boat there are often such minor repairs you have to do right on the go. There's nothing complicated here. In the old remote control, we actually had this rubber band itself there, which goes around in a circle. It fell apart there, the water flowed. Well, everything is just dead it was. And we bought this new one, so it's time for him to make a service sometimes. The current caused a garbage can. It's kind of small. They were crawling out of the Norp from somewhere. There are 4 of them there right now, and probably 15 pieces have passed before that. It's getting close. Here he is with such a cabin. It's not even a flybridge, it's probably a sky bridge. That is, it was removed from the lighthouse. I've already been tormented by this current ace of ours. In short, there are several problems. The first one is this is where the elastic band came off. I have now smeared it with glue, and for some time they will be standing with these clampers. And the problem here was exactly the same as here, see? That is, there is such a complexity here that we had 2 current parts. That is, it was typed as if under a rubber band. And a crack. Well, so far, what can be done with the crack? I took an epoxy, it's like metal epoxy. And so I made such a blunder on both sides until the moment when it will be possible to do welding. Well, it will live. If it cracks, then we'll seal it up again. Well, there are no options yet. It's not the case when you're driving, and he takes you for a trip of 300 meters, there is half a bottle of water. This is at least dangerous. We glue, then glue the other side, and that's probably it. That's the kind of repair shop we have here on the way. We even have a breeze, but it's barely there. Now we'll just set a sail to help us on the motor. So, Pozikic is worth it, he just helps us. We have now an angle of 50 degrees, but there is about a dozen winds there, that is, and it is sometimes less, sometimes more. Well, there is no wave, he's not talking there, but he gives us speed normally. I think a knot and a half now. Look at the depth. We have 10 here, in reality 5 and 4. Ugh. Depth, we have 1.5 already. Some spots on the water are not pleasing. We have 4 and 9 depth, but at some point, it should already go into some kind of normal state, so that it would not be so nervous to go. Once we have the depth, was for a penny. It's 5 and 7 now, as if in the middle of the Atlantic. You don't have to look at the depths at all. I glued the ace together. Come on, I'll show you. This whole part of it is glued. That's it. Well, it seems to be smooth. Let's see how it will be in reality. But everything seems to be holding. Everything is pressed. Nothing is moving away. It looks fine. And along the entire length, I glued it where it came off. On the other side, too, this part is also made. Well, then the epoxy dried up. In principle, we have these 3 points that were problematic on the ace. Well, it will already be possible to inflate the motor there, to fasten it, and probably it will live for some time yet. Approaching. Look how beautiful it is here. The mob. And there are also lightning strikes periodically.
Oh, Mom.
But not far, do you hear? And from this side, the sun is setting beautifully. Red. And then this is it. It rattled, and now big drops of such went. It started to rain. How I don't like it all. Well, be great. Look, it's raining hard behind there. It turns out that we have something like this on the periphery, but that's where the main thing is. No, well, probably yes. Well, I mean, that's it. Epicenter, there is no left. There's such a veil in front. We are entering it now. The back is the same, but right here, where we are, there is no side. Wow, damn it. It was close. This one. We go there? It poured. In general, this is very scary, because there is no protection at all from lightning. Rain is just disgusting, but lightning is really dangerous. The most terrible thing in this situation is that there is no protection from lightning. And it's random, but the boat doesn't really attract lightning. Many will say that there is a high mast, everything is fine, but in order for it to attract, it needs to be grounded. And water is not a conductor through which lightning passes. When lightning strikes, it spreads on the surface of the water, so there's no way down. So then, as if we are not grounded, and us well, not so that we are attractive to lightning. But this is random, that is, this is where it gets and can get into the boat and nearby. There will be nothing useful for electronics or for anything. That is, yes, there's a fishing ship coming. And we sit when the lightning strikes, count the seconds. Every second is 300 meters, that is, we consider how far this epicenter is, and that's how it was now. Lightning and thunderstorms started on the starboard, and smoothly slid to the port side, and further. That is, we consider as a thunderstorm is approaching, and then moving away. Therefore, we can understand how close we are, and how close it all is to us, but we never like it. Dina is probably terrified of what is happening there.
Dissatisfied. I don't like this.
Here you have a beautiful backlight when the lightning is coming. Wow. This is our second one like this. I don't know what it is. The squall has passed. And now it floods these with lightning all the time. In general, it's light right here. You can watch where you're going. There are about 10 miles left for us here. That these last miles are somehow very difficult with this whole weather, which is pounding here from all sides.
Listen, it's going to be dangerous to anchor already.
Yes, it will be exactly the same as on the anchorage, as here. It also blows here under 30, that is, the wind from one side to the other. No, it's not wrong. With you, it's already rattling not next to us. Well, yes, the thunder is already moving away. And he can even see these clouds here. There is a line, I think that now he will pass this black thing that is hanging over us. And will leave, and it will be fine. The most terrible thing in general is this, which is in yachting. This is what is happening now. There's wind, waves, it's all nonsense. That's what lightning is, that's all going around in a circle. That's a nightmare, of course. Yes, it happens worse, of course, but still it is. Invigorates. You can see the island from the front. Probably nothing can be seen on the GoProshka, because there are not very night cameras here. Well, now there will be lightning. It will illuminate. Maybe the island will be visible. Hanging over us is a dark cloud. It's left there. Well, I don't know. 1.5 miles probably to the edge. And here it's hanging from under it, blowing from the left. Flashing, and already where the island is, you can see there. Well, there's light, there's beautiful good weather.
I'm going to change my shoes.
Come on, you're all wet. Come on. Here, of course, we have terrible light music, but it's good that it has already gone aside. It's a little calming, because when we passed through the epicenter, when it was hitting. And the horror here is that when lightning strikes nearby, it's not white, everything is red. And when you see this redness around, you realize that it's somewhere right here, and immediately thunder. And when you're in the epicenter, it often still happens, so the second one is there, well, you sit and think, just don't get into the boat, because it's just going to be an ass right away. This is now I'm shooting from the side where this whole terrible thunderstorm has gone. We are already approaching the island. We're 4 miles from anchorage. There are anchors of large ships standing here, glowing, but it's too much for us here. That is, there comes a wave. It is small for such large ones, and it does not feel at all, but we will be rocked. But if we go here behind the island, we'll hide there just fine, everything will be okay. So, phew. That's it. That's enough for today. Anchored 7.5 meters deep. Tomorrow, we are going 16 miles to the very north of Penang, and in the meantime, we will spend the night here. Right in front of the bridge. I don't know what will be visible on the camera or not. Well, there's a city shining there and a bridge on the side. And there, where the red lights are flashing, there will be a passage for us tomorrow. There are 2 bridges here. I'll tell you all about the bridges. Good morning, everyone. Island coastline. The mountain? It seems that it should be well cleaned, but such a side swell comes in. Rocked all night, didn't sleep all night. In general, it's disgusting to get out of here faster already. There are 2 bridges here. The first bridge is 24 kilometers long, the second 12. Well, we pass under the wallpaper, because we need to go from the very south of Penang to the very north. All right, let's go. Let's go under the bridge now. We need to go there urgently. There is a big city of skyscrapers here. Here it's probably just apartments. And the city of Georgetown itself is right. The city itself is such an old heritage. It is generally protected by UNESCO. We'll go there and see what they show there. Traffic. Local fishing boats with buoys are going to put their insidious buoys. The entry channel is well marked. You see a red buoy right here. This is the left side. Here is the usual European Yala system, which is familiar to us. Green on the right, red on the left. Here, the center is well marked on the bridge. Even the port starboard is drawn, so that they walk in this range. But they don't walk anymore. By the way, there is an airport here. Here the bridge goes out somewhere in that direction, plus or minus. This bridge, of course, is huge. It just goes there beyond the horizon. Yes, there is a great distance. Even from here you can see. Well, that's almost gone.
So brave.
Well, I'm not afraid anymore. I've already walked here. I'm here in this lubang. All the vines know. Disagree with the fish. There's a town behind here, and we're walking between us and the town is a fishing island called Jerry Jack Plow. And we pass it. I thought the city would be visible, but before the bridge, we will follow this island, and after the bridge, we will drive up to this Georgetown. It will be visible from the water. Well, we need to go a little further north to the marina. Also another fisherman, who for some reason decided to pass in front of his nose, and then, at the very last moment, realized that he was not skipping. Therefore, it goes sideways. We disperse starboard. But here, they have me thinking about the rules of divergence of understanding 0.0 tenths, so it will do. Look what a serious city this is. Straight high-rises. Beauty. By the way, it's interesting that there is a bridge, and there are electric poles in front of it that pull these power lines there. As soon as I get closer, I'll show you. We climb under the second bridge. Today is the day of walking under bridges. Let's call it that. Well, there's a plus that the channel is all well marked up. Here you see a red buoy, and there is another red one after the bridge. That is, you just go to yourself as you need. There is green visible further on. That is, there is a channel. The height is all prescribed. That is, it's really very comfortable to walk here. The bridge is a bridge, and the piquancy also adds to our rights. Well, I think that everything is fine here. That is, they are above significant. That is, if the clearance of the bridge here is 28, then the wires must be higher. Otherwise, it would have been somehow specifically indicated. Well, let's hope that everything will be all right here. But they look really high. The columns are so far away there in a row. Here, in my opinion, there are 12 kilometers or 14 kilometers of this bridge. It's short because the long one is 24. So, well, we climb under the wire. Well, there's a long way there. The wires are really very high. You don't even have to worry. But the pillars are gorgeous. Now a little more and we are passing. Well, yes, there are probably 3 more masts there before the wires. Well, 2, exactly. Well, just a little bit more, as all the poles will coincide in one line. It means that we have passed this section with wires. Well, that's it, we've passed. Now we have challenge number 2 to pass under the bridge. But here the bridge looks like it's even higher. I've already become so brazen that it's just on autopilot under the bridges. They climbed under the bridge. There are some workers bustling around. Well, they crawled under the bridge too. Red buoy, green buoy straight for us. And on the left is Georgetown. See how the tides work. That is, here we go. It was in our face, but here it is most likely mixed now, and you can see here is such a pockmarked water. And then there is such a smooth one. And you can even see here is such a border of foam. But now there will be some other conditions here. Probably it will take a leak, but maybe nothing will change. Here comes the business part of the city, and there it is, which is so smaller, here on the very edge of this old town. There is even some kind of ship that looks like some kind of small cruise ship, but they seem to come here. We need to go around the bend there. We have 7 miles to go to the marina. Well, we'll have to suffer there because of the depth, because it's shallow there. But I'll tell you about that separately. There is such a smooth water here. The city is beautiful on the side. From the water in general, it all looks great. Now we will pass the old town, but we can already see these one-story buildings for about 10 hours. A ferry passes right in front of us. He goes from Georgetown to the mainland, somewhere there. Such a boot on 2 sides, cars and people are loaded into there, and now it crawls over to the other side. We are now passing through the old town. This is the entire historical part. Such a small one-story building. On the background, of course, there are big houses, but initially it's like this, you see. Such a colonial port. They have everything here so British. It's as if you come to the Caribbean, somewhere there on the turn. Here is a similar architecture. There is such an ancient cruise ship here. There are such things, I thought. This is something quite like that. Vintage. This microcruiser is called Berlin Oceanus. I wanted to see it on eyes, but it's not on eyes. There's only a tug that's standing right there, and here's his. Alas, alas. We have just passed Georgetown, and here is this large water area. We need to go there. There is a marina there. And here everyone is digging something, deepening, making some kind of infrastructure on the water. And now we're going to go around like this for another 5 miles, like this around the whole circle, because it's very shallow here. Very. There is often less than a meter of depth here, and now we will need to leak everything in this shallow. I remind you that we have a draft of 2 and 3 meters, and there is now a tide, which is exactly 2 and 3 meters. That is, if we sit down somewhere there with a body, then we will have to push apart like that. But it's also not the highest tide. If we put him somewhere, we'll pop up anyway. I really would not like to, but I have so much as if I had already been here. I have such labels where to go, but again there is plus 10 centimeters of tide, and everything is completely different. And there is some work going on here. They are digging here, pouring something. Look over there, these trucks are parked here. It's generally some kind of pipes. I think it's like a land of shells. I probably don't know what kind of vessels they are, but the fact that they dig here and pour it out there is for sure. We are going around all this right now, and here we are somewhere there. There is marina. Friends, Here we come to the yellow battle. On the yellow buoy, we end our video today, and the next one will start with this buoy. We will show you how we visited the Strait Marina, which is located in the north of Penang, and we will tell you about Penang Island. Because the island itself is very interesting, with a rich heritage. This is a former British colony, with its influence on architecture and culture. In general, there will be a lot of interesting things. This will be our story in the next video. Subscribe to the channel, check the bell. We have a Telegram channel, I remind you of this. But about what will be in the next video, you should know. And if you don't subscribe, you know you're not. See you in a week. Bye.
Sunrise paints the sky, golden hues so bright, from the clouds on high, chasing morning light.